Okay, now set up live on YouTube and TikTok, all good. Just get on the Discord and notify. Hey, how are we doing, evening people? Hope we're okay. There we go. Right, so message has gone out on Discord. Hey Cal, how are we doing? Yeah, Alt's doing quite well, to be fair. Definitely doing well at the moment. Pretty happy with things. Let me just clear this filter. I've just been researching. I'm on YouTube as well, so if you're on YouTube, you get to see my screen. But yeah, just been researching some low caps. Seeing what's happening. So just going to go back up to the top of the normal list. XRP. Straight away, we're going to come into XRP. XRP is having a very good time right now. Lots of speculation with regards to the SEC lawsuit with Ripple, with a visitation to the offices as well from a governing body. And yeah, so just general ODL corridor stuff as well. So XRP definitely looking strong. I'll hop on the charts on YouTube so you can see the chart there. I mean, I've got a Bitcoin hourly chart drawn up, but yeah, I mean, XRP is so strong these last few days, and it's had really healthy breaks as well. So just looking at it on the hourly, we initially ran up from like 32 cents up to 39. Retraced to 34, back up to 39, down to 38, maybe just into 37s, up to 42. And we kept on doing that all the way up to where we are now at 46. So I would expect a bit more on the upside for XRP. I mean, it's up 17% in the last 24 hours. It is doing very, very well. Can I please stop posting videos of Gilbert? It's our secret gem. Yeah, no one knows about Quant. It's a very hush-hush project. But no, it is fantastic. And I just thought I'd bring him to people's attention because, you know, the guy is working really hard on behalf of Quant, and CBDCs and stable coins, I think is worth a mention. So I just thought I'd do a quick one on that. But yeah, I mean, altcoins in general doing okay. I was looking at my kind of DCA list, and I noticed I didn't really have any security projects in there that I was really going to buy except Lossless. And then I remembered there is a project out there that deals with safeguarding of digital assets, both business to business and business to customer, i.e. retail. And they do things like ensuring that assets are passed on, you know, should bereavement happen, which, you know, as you get on, you start thinking about these things with a family. So emergencies, memory loss, death, you know, this is kind of set up to help you on that. So I've been looking at a low cap project on that. The market cap's 7 million. It's been around 5 years already. It's already survived one bear market. It's fully diluted. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to be posting that on the Discord later on. So if anyone wants to jump on there, the Discord's completely free, but I'm gonna start sharing those kind of gems in the Discord. Any bullish news for Polkadot? Not really. I mean, Polkadot is just doing really, really well. I mean, it's building through the bear market. Of course, Polkadot's got cross-bridge features now, which has weakened it a little bit. Obviously, any kind of integration weakens a project, but Polkadot, I think, is still my second biggest bet for the future, behind Quant. And ICP, I'm still quite excited about. I did some more research on ICP today as well, and you know, sort of understanding the mechanics a little bit more. Just, you know, really makes me quite excited as to the fact that it literally can have connections to every blockchain within it without leaving ICP. So there's no bridge required. It will literally be able to access them directly. Do I think XRP will take a big dip? That's the question, isn't it? I mean, XRP, I think, could continue to run up. It'll, as I said, it'll continue to hopefully consolidate on the way up. I do think there could be a healthy correction at some point, but of course, if we get the announcement out that settlement's happening, or that we get more ODLs announced, that will just continue to bolster the bullishness around it. Chips and Chops, welcome, buddy. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Wax any good? Wax isn't really one that I've looked at in any depth. I've very, very briefly looked at it once upon a time. But I really don't know enough about it to comment, I'm afraid. Hope we're okay. ETH proof of work, is it good news or bad? To be fair, I think I said this on the live the other night as well. For me, I think the merge and moving to proof of stake was a good move in terms of environmental impact and support. But as a cryptocurrency, I think they've shot themselves in the foot. I don't think the ecosystem's as strong as it was. It's made other networks that use an EVM machine more attractive, like Polkadot, like Moonbeam, like Solana. ICP looks even more attractive now as well, because ETH going to proof of stake could land it in some real hot water. So Kazani, welcome, buddy. Good to see you. Researching Seller and came across lots of my old vids, but you don't seem to mention it now. Yes, Sealer Bridge at the time was great. It was kind of like, at the time, it was the best bridge that I could find. But since then, I found another project that was like a cross-chain swap DEX called Rubik, and that's kind of become my forerunner now in that field. So whilst Seller Bridge is still really good, and I have used it still, I go back to it because Rubik doesn't cover everything. But I tend to use now, because I do a lot of stuff in Kronos Network, I tend to use now a combination of Evo DeFi and Rubik, and Seller's been left a little bit behind. But if you do a lot of Ethereum work, Seller Network is still going to be probably the one you go to. But Rubik does Ethereum as well. It's just, it's a cross-chain swap DEX rather than just a bridge. But as in terms of a pure bridging solution, Seller is still good. But it's added more ammunition to its bow as well. So it has performed pretty poorly as well, to be fair. And I think that's because there's just been so much other stuff come out that is as good or better. Competition's really swamped it. So no, I don't really mention it anymore. I still think it's good. But I think, as with all crypto, better things come out. So it's kind of like the next best thing is what I will then look at. So I don't hold any Sealer anymore. Well, I did at the time. As I said, as new projects come out, you move on. And that's what I did. So yeah, I mean, I would be cautious about Seller unless they've got large developments or big developments in the pipeline. I think it's probably better to look at other things that do the same thing but bigger and better, and they are out there. Real Monkey, how are you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Mark, we need XRP to get to around $2 before settlement, a proper launch, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, if XRP can run up, anything over $1 before settlement, then we're really looking at good times, I think, if settlement happens. But we've had so many of these moments on XRP and Ripple, I'm somewhat dubious to go down that road. Alhamdulillah, welcome, buddy. I'm very well, thank you. I hope you are too. XRP pumping, absolutely, yeah. XRP doing really, really well. I'm going to switch to the hourly chart on XRP on YouTube just so that the XRP fans there can see it. I mean, we've run up phenomenally today. XRP is up 17%. I don't think there's anything else in my trading view watch list that comes close. Atom's done 10%, and that's about it. What's Quant done today? 2.5%, which for Quant is reasonable. But yeah, XRP absolutely ripping it. And there is a lot of bullishness around XRP. Nice movement in XRP in the last few days. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we've got, where was it? We were at 32 cents on the 16th of September. So within a week, we've gone from 32 cents to 46 cents. That's nearly 50%. A couple more cents and it will be 50%. So that is amazing for XRP. And it is because we're also bullish on it. Get a fix. How are we doing, buddy? Good to see you. Future thoughts, research carbon zero coins. Old school, absolutely. I think carbon zero and carbon offsetting and, economically friendly crypto projects are the way forward. Of course, I'm massively bullish on Energy Life, Green Life, Green Life Energy. I hold it, I stake it. I've got an on-off partnership with them. Obviously, bear market budgets, they can't do an official partnership at the moment, but still 100% back that project. So Green Life Energy, it's kind of like you look at Energy Web Token and what that did, and the fact that BlackRock mentioned them, and I very much have that Pablo He-Man mindset of kind of like, right, okay, that has pumped, that is big. What is the same but smaller? And for me, Green Life Energy is just that. They've got existing real-world business use case. They are selling carbon offsets already. They're going to have renewable energy projects up and running soon. That is going to be massive, in my opinion. As it, please do your own research, but Green Life Energy is definitely one to check out if you like carbon zero type projects. Phil, how are you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Glad to see you in here all the time, mate. Real pleasure to have you on board. Sharing more of that amazing knowledge. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. I am having a fantastic day, so it's good to have you on board, buddy. Thank you very much. Missed the algo news on football NFTs and missed adding to the bag pre-pump. Yeah, I mean, algo. I think algo is only going to have buy the rumor, sell the news events. I don't think any retention on that is going to be significant. I think everyone's looking at algo in terms of ISO. But these, the World Cup and the NFTs, it's all going to help pump it a little bit temporarily. But in this current market, I just think it'll come back down again. What do I think about Luna Classic? Will CZ take the burning on board? I know that KuCoin and Binance expressed an interest in doing it and said that if it was done in the right way, they would support it. So I think it's down to the community votes and seeing what's happening. I mean, I don't like the Luna Classic token. No doubt it's making people money. Unless you're still holding, in which case you've lost 50% since the bump. But, in terms of a community token, it's got potential, and that's all it is. It's just a community token. The only use case it's got is the burn, and that burn will not have any significant impact. So it's a very long-time prospect. You do need all of the exchanges to support that burn to speed that up, but that burn still won't be significant. So I think someone needs to take ownership or control of that Luna Classic token and drive it forward to create a more prosperous ecosystem and promote the use case and the trade of that token. And then that burn might then start making more of an impact. But right now, it's just opportunists feeding on the bones of the carcass. So I don't really like Luna. XRP Army, how are we doing? Mattress Mike, good to see you, buddy. Only have 2,000 XRP. That's too little, right? Alhamdulillah, I mean, 2,000 XRP completely depends upon your own circumstances. What is a big bag to you or to me might be a very small bag to other people. It could be a big bag to other people. It is very circumstantial. So if you're like me and you dollar cost average because you're on a budget, you're a family man, you're working or whatever, or indeed you might be a student and you're on a low budget, I think buy instead of buying a cup of coffee once a week, put that £3, £4, £5 into crypto, roll it forward. At least you're doing something within your means. I would never say to investors, but you're any income that's not disposable. It is high risk. But yeah, I mean, everyone's got their own budgets and their own idea of what a sizable bag is. So I would never ask, is this enough? Because it's entirely relative. Am I still confident on Polkadot? Yeah, absolutely. Polkadot for me is still an absolute banger. I hold an awful lot of Polkadot. It's locked up in the parachains, a lot of which I'm very bullish about still as well. I mean, Akala's had its issues. I still think Akala is great, but it has had a confidence knock with that AUSD hack, and we still can't actually move things off their platform. So a little bit tentative about Akala, but I'm still really bullish on Moonbeam and Moonriver and Affinity, which is, it's of course, Engine's platform that they've built in the Polkadot ecosystem. So Affinity is looking good. You've got Parallel Finance. You've got Interlay, which is a Bitcoin-backed stablecoin provider. That's looking promising. There's a lot of Stars looking. Stars had a great run up today, actually. A Star is up nearly 10% last time I looked. just looking it up for the benefit of those on YouTube, they'll be able to see it as well. So a star, yeah, it's now up 10.5% on the day. So these are the kind of tokens as well. I like to watch what runs up really strong when Bitcoin's a little bit weak or unpredictable, because that's where people are accumulating. You know, if anything goes up 10% plus, I mean, it's now jumped to 13.5% up. So, you know, there's some big buying action on some of the coins that would indicate, you know, if they weren't around for the next bull run, it would suggest that someone's accumulating large quantities. So things like a Star, Parallel Finance, whenever they run, and obviously Interlay and Moonbeam and Moon River and Akala, whenever they run sizable percentages, I know that there's people buying big bags. Polkadot is still the third most held and traded token in terms of institutional investors. It literally is Bitcoin, ETH, Polkadot. That is the big three. And Polkadot didn't have an ecosystem before. In the next bull run, it will have a fully developed, fully operational ecosystem in partnership, in tandem with Kusama. So, you know, Dotsama is going to be huge, I think, in the next bull run. Just my opinion, but I'm very, very bullish on it. Also, though, I think, you know, looking ahead, Polkadot is great, and it's good technology for like maybe the next 3-5 years, maybe even 10 years. But I still really like ICP, and I've done a bit more research on ICP today, understanding the technicals a bit more. And I'm probably even more bullish that if it's adopted, 5 to 10 years, ICP could be an absolute banger. Radix is trending on Twitter. It's about time, makes Crypto Max. So, you know, it is a very good layer 1 DeFi network, dedicated DeFi layer 1. And there's not too many dedicated layer 1s out there for DeFi. IYG, how are you doing, buddy? If you could only hold one altcoin, Algo or Matic long term, which would it be? I think every single time I'd pick Matic. Algo I love, but I think Matic, you cannot deny, is the number one layer 2 for Ethereum, and it's just fantastic. And it continues to be adopted. I mean, if you're winning contracts like Disney, you're gonna be all right. Thoughts on XRP 17 pumps to say? Just XRP's got a lot of bullish news around it. I mean, there's 3 big ones. There's ODL corridors. There's a visit from the CFMC. Another US organization looking at Ripple. So Ripple officers have had a visit from an official body, which would indicate bullish behavior. And also the fact that we're all quite bullish about the SEC and these summary judgments that are being filed. There is a lot of buzz right now around XRP, and it's still going up now. So XRP now up, where are we? 20% today. So, you know, XRP, very, very strong. When we have these runs, it is really good to see. The volume is there backing it up as well. So we've had 4 straight hours of green candle. I would expect it to retrace a little bit, but whilst everything remains bullish around Ripple, XRP should continue to rip, and long may it continue. I've been doing dollar cost average. That's the way forward. Absolutely, because, you know, none of us are going to catch the top or the bottom exactly, but by dollar cost averaging, we give ourselves a nice, you know, opportunity. You know, and I think a lot of people say it now. It doesn't matter if you believe in this project that you're buying long term, no matter what it is. Right now, in this bear market, it's going to be relatively cheap. If it survives the bear market, gets to the next bull run, and is successful like you hope it will be, it will do well, and you will make money. Not financial advice, and of course there's no guarantees, but if you pick the right horse and it remains healthy and it performs well, it will win the race. It's, you know, I think long term now, I started dollar cost averaging the last time Bitcoin went to 20K. So that's when I started again. So at these slightly lower prices, I'm not a surprise. I was expecting the market to dip again. We are, you know, in a recession. We have got a lot of pressures on the economies. We've still got a war in Europe, and that shows no signs of easing. So yeah, market volatility, but generally a downward action is expected with Bitcoin. But even then, Bitcoin has broken this level of resistance, support. This level of support. It's had a double bottom and it's running. So even Bitcoin's running now. So you know, it is looking more positive. As I said, you know, I did a quick TikTok on it today. On the hourly, the 4 hourly, and the daily, we've got double bottoms on this support. And that should indicate a strong recovery to the upside of maybe 10 to 20%. Now, it looks like if we bounce to 18.3, we've already had 5% of that bounce. So we might continue up towards 20K and retest that level of resistance. I would expect a rejection there, to be fair, but you never know. HNT helium. Now, again, there's been a lot of FUD around helium again recently. I personally think as long as people are buying the miners and buying the 5G network extensions, HNT will continue to grow because the whole thing is all about the size of their network. A lot of people say that their partners aren't as big as they say they are, and that is a concern. But I think what they're doing is valuable long term, and I think it will still pay off. I still think HNT and helium will be around for the next bull run. Let's see how they do. Hey Steve Power, how are we doing? XRP just hit 47 cents, RSI at 76. Nice. Still room to go up. Thank you for the mics, IYG. I appreciate that support, buddy. Do I think XRP could decouple? Not really. I mean, every project has its runs when it has bullish news. It does happen. But generally, the whole market will follow Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is slowly going up. I mean, the amount of growth, obviously, XRP is up 20% on the day at the moment. And Bitcoin's probably up about 5%. But XRP's got a lot of bullish news around it at the moment. Ripple has a lot of bullish news around it about the moment, and that will impact on XRP's price. People are getting very excited again about the possibility of the lawsuit ending with Ripple, visits to the offices, new ODL corridors being opened up, and I think people are waking up again to the potential of XRP. And if there's a settlement, even in the bull run, XRP will run. I don't think it will take the market with it, but I think the big thing to decouple from Bitcoin. We need that settlement to happen, and we need it to become an independent, functioning ecosystem. So we need XRP and Ripple to actually be in use worldwide, and then we'll see the decoupling. Right now, I think it's just really bullish for XRP, and Bitcoin's just recovering, is the way I would see the market at the moment. When do I think many altcoin and projects will disappear when the government... a lot of projects we see now will not survive government regulation. In particular, in terms of finance and DeFi, that's going to be heavily regulated. We already know it is, and a degree of centralization is to be expected. I'm not naive enough to think that the government aren't going to want to control the money. But in terms of other services, industrial use case, I think that there's still a lot of opportunity for decentralization in that area. So it could be good. But obviously, on ramps and off ramps, they're going to be regulated because they're going to want to be checking for money laundering and that, of course, that all-important tax money. Strange feeling XRP could actually go insane. It could. I mean, if we get more bullish news and it just keeps coming, XRP will keep ripping. We know that the XRP army, really are strong. I bet there's loads of people FOMOing in. And if it carries on, it will just keep going. It will become a self-perpetuating FOMO machine. XRP doing very, very well. HNT Helium signed a deal with T-Mobile to provide 5G. Well, if that's a genuine use case, 5G network coverage, Helium HNT, it's the same token. So that is bang. That's gone. Shane O'Connor, how are we doing, bro? Good to see you. Thank you for popping in. Thank you for the follows to Zia. I appreciate that. Thank you. Shane, thank you for encouraging the likes. I appreciate that. We're at nearly 10,000 already. I didn't even notice that, guys. Thank you so much. To get to 10K already would be absolutely amazing. It'd be on barely, 20, 25 minutes? So that is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support. XRP army equals BTS army. Boom, absolutely. Yeah, boom, boom. It's brilliant. I love it. It's buzzing. And when the XRP army comes out, it's buzzing. When the Shiba army comes out, it's buzzing. It's good to have these projects with big followings. And when things go well, the market definitely buzzes. Bitcoin took a hefty beating yesterday. It really did. And we dipped well below a level of support that I had. but it turned into a double bottom layer of support on the 4 hourly, the hourly, and the daily. So we could see a 10 to 20% jump in Bitcoin, which could take it anywhere between where we are now, this 19.5 region, up to maybe 20.5 before we start hitting levels of resistance at 20. So it could be quite good. We could have a strong bounce back. And of course, XRP up near enough 20% still. So, a really, really positive day in the markets. And the best thing about XRP and Bitcoin is it does have volume. We've got five strong green candles on Bitcoin at the moment on the hourly. So it is looking good. Let's have a look. I've got that. That's Bitcoin. That shouldn't be Bitcoin. There we go. That's Bitcoin. And that should be my daily one. So I was saying earlier, one of the things that was missing from my portfolio really was a good sort of kind of security project. I have got Lossless earmarked, and I'm watching that. But one that I saw that I knew about last bull run was Fort Knoxter. Now this is a really low market cap one. I wasn't going to give this away in the live, but I will because you're all doing so well, smashing those likes. Thank you very much. Now Fort Knoxter has already survived one bear market, which in itself is a good sign. You can see here it didn't do a lot. It launched literally in the bear market. And then in the bull run last year, it completely went bananas, up to 25 cents. Now, for me, $7 million, fully diluted, that is really good. It's CertiK audited, but more than anything, the bigger the crypto market gets, the more this will be needed. Projects like this, I think these kind of projects, I think it was highlighted recently in the market that kind of what happens when you're ill, you pass away. No one's going to know what to do with your crypto. So these kind of solutions like Fort Knoxter are designed to pass on that knowledge to beneficiaries. So I think Fort Knoxter at $7 million market cap, having survived a bear market already, that's probably now one of my favorite things that I'm watching in terms of security. I think that is very, very good. I haven't done a deep dive on it yet, but I remember seeing it last year. It's still here now. It is going up in value generally recently. Come on. Let's have a look, see the performance in the last 3 months. In the last 3 months, it's performed really well. Now, bearing in mind, we're currently just under 5 cents. All-time high is a 5x. But obviously, if the retail market gets exponentially bigger in the next bull run, then that is going to be exponentially bigger as well, or projects like it. So things like this, I think are ones that you really look out for. Acoustic Llama, how are we doing on YouTube, buddy? Happy to see you're balancing the green for once. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's great. I mean, these green days really, really are buzzing, and it's great to see you on YouTube. Thank you for your support over there. It was looking a little bit quiet, so thank you for popping in. But yeah, YouTube growing. And of course, if you want to see what I look at on the screen, then that's the place to be. The link's in the bio. By all means, feel free to check it out. Go over and subscribe. Still a little concerned about the stock market, though. Bitcoin's never experienced a stock bear. No, absolutely. I mean, crypto's never experienced a recession, and Bitcoin's never really experienced a stock market bear. You're absolutely right. And it does tend to follow the S&P and other stock markets. So, yeah, if we lose control of all the markets and they all crash, we could still dip 50% from where we are. No problem. It could happen quite easily. And that would just put us at a typical bear market bottom, 85 to 90% of that year's all-time high. 69K Bitcoin would equate to about a 10K bear market price. So, we are doing well at the moment. I'm expecting us not to see 10K, but it's entirely possible. When's the next bull run? For me personally, I'm saying end of 2024 into 25. We are in a recession, and obviously the Bitcoin halving needs to happen. So I'm thinking Bitcoin halving, coming out of recession, quantitative easing. It should all come together quite nicely, I'm hoping, and that might just create a super cycle for us all. Cardano no pump pre-fork. Yeah, I mean, I don't think people are excited about these anymore. We've seen the ETH merge not really have an impact, in fact, damage the project. Cardano's fork has been, requested for years. I think the hardcore Cardano holders were buying the token all through this bear market downwards. And any upward profit margins they're taking. So it's just leveling out the price. So yeah, for me, Cardano is a non-mover. I'm not 100% a fan of Cardano anyway. I don't think it's particularly clever. I don't think it does anything different. What's the difference between coins and tokens? That's a pretty good question, actually, and it's simpler to answer than you think. Coins and tokens, you basically get projects that are the blockchain, or you basically get projects that are built on the blockchain. So the blockchain itself will be the coin. So like Dogecoin, that is a blockchain. It is a Dogecoin. So it has its own blockchain. Whereas Shiba is just a token built on the Ethereum network. So it's an ERC20 token. And it really is as simple as that. If they have a blockchain, if they have a dedicated blockchain, it's a coin. If it's on a blockchain as a side project, it's a token. Didn't even know Cardano was forking. Well, this is it. It's not being kind of shouted out from the rooftops. I think it's probably going to be pretty unspectacular. The tech isn't brilliant anyway. So, I'm really not bothered by Cardano. I think Cardano could be done for. XRP, wow, that volume on the hourly is crazy. Just jumped up to 49 cents. Good spot on that one, Mark. So we're now up to 49 cents, up 25% in one day. I mean, if you're an XRP holder, you're smiling again. I tell you, things are definitely happening around XRP. It'll be interesting. Should be keeping an eye on the news, really, but I'm not at the moment. Get that off of there. Initial rejection of 50 cents, interesting level to break through. Yeah, I mean, 50 cents is a nice round number. A lot of people probably have sell orders to take profit under 50 cents, somewhere around 49 and a half probably. I'm just guessing. I can't see them at the moment, but I'm guessing there's going to be a bit of a battle there. Let's look at the shorter time frame. Let's take it to 5 minutes and see what the game is there. So yeah, and just 5 minutes ago, there was massive volume. So I think there's been a big purchase. There was a big purchase around 47 cents, pushing it up to just over 49. We whipped right up to 49.94, and then came back down. So yeah, it's just testing that 50 cent level. So yeah, XRP at the moment looking very, very interesting indeed. 42 million volume in the last 5 minutes. Yeah, that last 5 minute spike, pretty big. Thank you for the follow, Simi. Appreciate that. Am I DCAing now or am I still waiting? I am DCAing. So I've got my set bags that I want to DCA into. Bitcoin is in my tier 1. I've sort of tiered them because I like so many. So in my tier 1, I've basically got Bitcoin, Quant, and Crow. I haven't bought any Bitcoin yet, but I have got some Quant, I have got some Crow. I've also bought some more Moonbeam, some more DOTs, some more ICP, a little bit of Matic, a few other things as well. So I'm not really sticking to it. It's a very fluid tiering system, but I am buying now, definitely. Because everything I buy now, I hold long term. I'm an investor, not a trader. So everything I buy now, I'm going to be holding for the next year and a half, 2 years, till the next bull cycle anyway. I believe in the more long term. So for me, my profit targets are way out. So I just DCA in and hold. What are my thoughts on MXC? Interesting you should say that. MXC is one I've actually been looking at. I think MXC is pretty interesting. I've not put it on my list of things that I want to buy right now because I think there are others out there that are similar. And with it being a kind of technical project, it won't be spectacular. It will be used by other bigger projects, I think. So there's a limit to kind of like what value that could attain. So it is interesting. I have watched it, but it wasn't really for me. Because any token that supports other projects, unless it's something that's blanket used across all blockchains for like interoperability, they just don't excite me. I don't think there's massive profit potential unless you get in there at the beginning. I mean, we're already up to 163 million on that. And I think, yes, there's potential for it to 2, 3, 4, 5x in a bull run. But for that to go over $1 billion, I'd be very surprised. Thank you for continuing to smash the likes, people. Up to 13K now, which is absolutely phenomenal. I really appreciate that support. It's been absolutely brilliant. Where are we going now? Let's have so XRP's just fallen back a little bit, down to 48.5 again now. So, but still massively up on the day. Still, nearly 23% up still. Yield YFI. Let's have a look at YFI. I'm sure I've got that chart on here as well. Oh, I haven't. Let's add that one. So I'm on YouTube and I've got my trading view up on there. So yield finance isn't one I've looked at before on there, but that's really interesting actually on YFI, because on the 5-minute chart, there's loads of breaks in the trading. If I zoom out, that'll soon tidy up. There we go. But there's still some. It's interesting actually, because the candles on YFI, there are gaps between them, which is interesting. That's usually a relatively bullish sign, that things are being bought up so quickly that it creates this gap on the, when it's up to the upside. Of course, when counterwise, if it's being sold quickly, you create a gap. It's not good. But yeah, I mean, YFI is a good one for me. I've been looking at it since it was about 4.5k. I've already missed a 2x in the bear market, which is unbelievable. YFI traded up above 80k in the bull run, so really did outperform Bitcoin last year. And in terms of utilities, it's better than Bitcoin. Loving the XRP. Super Bear, welcome to YouTube, buddy. Good to have you there. Sorry, I didn't see your message earlier. XRP pump is looking very, very tasty. But yeah, just looking at YFI on the hourly chart, that is really good. So we're back up to previous kind of resistance levels, back to a couple of days ago. It'll be interesting to see if we now push up through above 8.5, because if we do, then I think we're looking up towards maybe 8.7 as the next area of resistance. So YFI is also performing well, but I don't think anything's holding a candle to XRP right now. XRP on the hourly is still a lovely strong green, although we're down to 48. XRP, let's go, absolutely. XRP fans definitely out in force tonight. I have 0.25 of ETH and just noticed 0.25 of ETH power. Was that a freebie for ETH holders? Yes, basically with the migration, they didn't just change the ETH that you had. There was a new contract set up for it, and they airdropped you the new, either airdropped you the new token or the old token. I can't remember. But yes, basically you have both. And there will be a value to both, because obviously the ETH proof of work, which I think is the old token, still has a value. Whereas your 0.25 ETH, that's kind of like new ETH. So yeah, that 0.25 of ETH should be the new contract. That 0.25 of the ETH power is the old contract. But they basically airdropped you your replacement new contract. So that is why you hold both. And there will be a value to both, depending on what exchange you go to. Do I stake any crypto? If so, what platform? I do stake my crypto, but I tend to keep it native. So, for example, with my Polkadot, I invested in the parachain auctions. So it's not staking per se, it's crowdfunding. That's what I did with that. ICP, I stake on their governance service, NNS governance, and I vote as part of their platform. On Moonbeam, I stake with Moonbeam delegators, again supporting the network, and same again with Moonriver. XRP, I've not got staked. That's just tucked away. I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, I do stake. But as I said, if I'm staking, especially now, I'll keep it to the native cryptos platform rather than on exchange, because you just don't know what's going to happen with exchanges. With all the chatter around every exchange right now, you don't know which ones are really solid or not. TVLs are very important, but overall liquidity, as we've seen in the past, is somewhat hidden. 18% daily gain on XRP. You still hate it. I'm afraid you're a bit late on that one, Jamie. It's now 23%, has seen 25. I know you're not a huge XRP fan, but you can still trade it without liking it, buddy. It's just nice to be back in profit again. Well, yeah, XRP fans, I mean, your price is up 50% in the last week. So if you're seeing green, I'd be cautious about where we're going. So we'll see. Dane Nuns, how we doing, buddy? Good to see you on YouTube as well. You're D over on there. D, excellent. Thank you for popping over to YouTube, buddy. I hope you like the setup. As I say, it's just nice for people to be able to see what I look at when I'm talking about things. 0, when you know, you know. Thank you for the roses, Scott. I appreciate that, buddy. ETH power currently only £1.42. £1.42 of free money, though. Your ETH is still there. Ranj, how are we doing, buddy? Good to see you. I'm very well. I hope you are too. Found Nexo staking quite good for XRP. Yeah, this is very true. Nexo is one of the preferred places where people stake their Nexo. I do know a fair few other content creators that like Nexo and use Nexo very, very happily. I don't use it myself. I just keep mine at my wallet. Most of mine's in my Zoom wallet, to be fair. So I've got my Solo and then I've got my Quorum. So I just leave it all alone in there. So we'll see what happens. Thank you for the compliment, Steve. I appreciate that, buddy. I'm glad you appreciate the content. Very, very positive room tonight, which is really, really good. Yes, Lisa, absolutely. Yeah, completely agree. I mean, a few green candles and everyone's all of a sudden very happy. So even though Bitcoin absolutely dumped the bed yesterday, it has recovered. We're seeing green and it just makes everyone happier. Shall you get another 100 Moonbeam? I mean, for me, I'm still stacking Moonbeam and I've got a decent bag. It's already my 4th biggest holding. I'm going to continue to stack it. I think for me personally, and this is entirely personal, please do your own research. I did a really good TikTok, I think, just showing you their website and a couple of Twitter feeds that just explain what they're about perfectly. And it's basically ETH and all that comes with ETH. So developers can build an ETH project on the Polkadot network using the same Solidity contracts, same toolkits, everything. It's all Ethereum based, but you can do it on the Polkadot network through Moonbeam. Plus, then you get all the benefits of being on Polkadot. So, Moonbeam for me is massively potential. And for me, there's a few things that could take ETH out, especially now that ETH looks a bit weak. And Polkadot is one of them. ICP is one of them. ICP, very long term, is a very strong contender. But Moonbeam, even as a project on the Polkadot network, can do everything Ethereum does, but better. So Moonbeam for me has got huge potential, and I'm staking it right now on Moonbeam's platform. So happy days. I mean, from what I'm getting on that, I'm probably getting 0.5% a day, and that's impressive. And Moonbeam, there's not a lot of their tokens in circulation because they're still vesting through the parachains. We've got to remember they were the biggest winners as well at the parachain auctions. 37.5 million Polkadots were crowdfunded to Moonbeam. So they've got deep pockets too, man. I mean, they are a serious project. Lee, how are we doing, buddy? Yes, excellent day for XRP. Has Bitcoin hit bottom? No, I don't think it's hit bottom. I think it's still go down further. And we have on Bitcoin, we've had a double bottom just below the level of support that I was looking at around about 18.3. So it's gone down, it's double bottomed, and it's bouncing up. I still think macroeconomically we are in a relatively weak position. Why does it keep taking me back to XRP? I know XRP is good, but I don't want to see it. I want my Bitcoin chart. So we've got this double bottom on Bitcoin at the moment here, which is why I think we're pumping at the moment. Obviously, this is the 4-hourly chart. The hourly chart's much busier. But you can see this is an area of support. We have broken it twice, and now we're seeing the upside of that double bottom. So it's quite a good signal. But what I would say is that macroeconomically we're still weak. We've tested this level several times and bounced up. Eventually, we will lose that support. I think we'll then see a serious downside. 17.5 could be the bottom from the previous bounce, but then after that, we could see much, much lower. Do I think ETH will go back up to higher levels as seen before? For me personally, no. I don't think ETH will. I think personally, ETH is now showing signs of weakness. Proof of stake is going to do it no favors in terms of centralization. We've already seen that on the first day. 46% of transactions were validated by 2 addresses, just 2. And even now they're saying that obviously the majority of the validations are taking place on remote cloud servers in the US, so it's centralized, and the SEC will, is firmly on the SEC's radar again now. But no, I don't think ETH's that strong. Seen some TA that Bitcoin nearly has completed bear market structure. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge TA expert. I mean, I've got the basics down. I'm just happy to share what I think. I am not an expert, so do not take TA from me. I've managed to identify some key positions. I identified when we collapsed at the top. I identified the double bottom, which we're bouncing up on, which is brilliant. But I'm not an expert. These patterns and structures, I'm not one of, I'm not going to look back 3-4 years worth of patterns and trading to find the whole structure of a bear market. That's not me. As a long-term investor, I'm buying projects at a price I think is reasonable to hold 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And I've got ICP staked for 8 years, which is a bit silly maybe, but I've got staked for 6 and 4 years as well. So definitely a long-term investor, not a trader. I've talked about XRP a lot, but will it dip tomorrow? Probably. I mean, we've seen it come back down. We've seen XRP come back down, kind of consolidate a little bit, and then take off again several times today. I mean, the hourly chart is literally a very healthy rise, consolidate, rise, or even a dip and then rise again even stronger. So I don't think it shows any sign of weakening at the moment. We tested 50 cents and there was a serious amount of sell orders at that level clearly. And we've come back down to 48. I think this will be a period where people do take profits and then it will carry on going. There's only bullish news coming out of the Ripple camp at the moment. Only XRP is allowed to go up. Well, it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of the money out there at the moment is going into XRP. I think a lot of this volume, some of it is institutional or large buys at least, very big bag holders buying. But also I think we are seeing FOMO now as well. So people are buying in for the fear of missing out on a big rally. Maybe people thinking that things are done in the background, it'll be announced soon. So, who knows? But yeah, definitely a very green day for XRP and generally a green day for a lot of the alts and now Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin now we are showing 4.5% up on the 4 hour on the day. So yeah, the day's looking good. Right then, folks, I am going to wind it up there. It's been a fantastic live, buzzing to see the green, but I've gone slightly over time, so I do appreciate your support. I mean, 16.2k likes as well. I mean, that is massive. Thank you for that support. If you're not following me here already, please do hit that follow button. It absolutely helps me and the algorithm. But also bear in mind that I've got a free Discord, jump in there as well. And also the link to YouTube is in there. So maybe next time you want to check out the live on YouTube as well. So yeah, great. I appreciate your support. Appreciate your questions and your comments and your contributions. I hope to see all of it again very soon.